Thank you, Murph. Well, another name for Fat Tuesday is Donut Day. And as Christians prepare for the season of Lent, some grab a donut.
Yeah, and the donut of choice, the famous Fastnacht, available among other places. Haegele's Bakery in Northeast Philadelphia. CBS-3's Dre Clark is there while the workers work overtime making those donuts. Hey, Dre.
Nice apron.
Good morning, Liz and Yuki. Oh, I have such a tough job this morning. Can you believe this hard assignment? Anyway, the Haegels have been working here in the kitchen since 7 o'clock yesterday evening. This is a very big day for them. They only do this once a year. Only once a year do they make the Fastnacht. And when you get an assignment like this, the first thing you have to do is learn how to pronounce the word Fastnacht, because guess what? Not knowing how to pronounce the word will get you kicked out of the kitchen. So I've had my lessons over and over again. Let me let you take a look. Right now, that is a Fastnacht that is just about to go into the, what's the name of that box again? Into the proof box, and it's going to rise. And let me take you back here over here and let you see something. Josh is actually frying the Fastnacht. It takes about how long, Josh, to fry one?
4 minutes.
About 4 minutes, and then once that process is over, then we're going to take you a walk over here to the other side of the kitchen. Now, listen, guys, this is a working man's kitchen, so people are all around us, so we got to kind of duck for cover from time to time. But once it's done and all fried, the Fastnacht will come over here where they'll put cinnamon on the Fastnacht or even powdered sugar. Let me tell you something. This is a big deal. We actually pulled up here this morning at about 4 o'clock, and there was a guy who left out of here with about 6 boxes of Fastnachts. And he was a grown man. He was smiling, and I thought he was skipping down the block. So clearly, very happy about having his Fastnacht. It's a tradition, and it's a big tradition. Actually, Fastnacht means feast at night in Germany. And if you live in Germany, this would be, it's a big 3-day festival, actually, a big 3-day celebration. And today would be the final day. But here in America, we just kind of do it only one day, and they call it the Fastnacht donut. We're going to be here all morning long talking about the Fastnacht. We'll do a couple of taste tests. We'll actually give you a more detailed look at how they make these things. But let me tell you something else really quickly. You really can't see through this door here, but just beyond that door, it is packed, absolutely packed. Dozens of people trying to get their hands on this Fastnacht. So again, we're going to be here all morning long talking about Fastnacht, the feast of the night in German. We're here live in Northeast Philadelphia. Dre Clark, CBS-3 Eyewitness News.
Dre, you'll have to get to the bottom of this. I think that Fastnachts don't actually have any sugar in them, and they put the sweet stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
So, right?
They're not greasy. All the sugar's on the outside. In fact, some people even get them without any cinnamon or powdered sugar on them. So you can get them actually in 3 different ways.
There
Wow.
are different
I'll bring all 3 back for you.
Oh, thank you,
How about
Dre.
Hey, thank you, Dre, and thank you, Betty Crocker. Check you out.
Just call me Ms. Fastnacht.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Dre. We'll get back to you, man. Thank you. Oh, wow. Now, while those partiers go wild down in New Orleans, lines are forming to get one of Philadelphia's Fastnachts to celebrate the last day before Lent.
Let's hope that Dre didn't hear Maria call him Fluffy earlier. I do believe she followed that up with solid, Dre, right after she called you Fluffy and sweet. She did call you solid.
Is that what she called me?
Yes, you did. I'll vouch for it, man.
I'll make sure to visit the weather department when I come back to talk to her about
But
that.
don't bring her any goodies.
I won't. No,
All right.
no goodies from Maria.
All right,
well,
good.
I'm sure folks at home are probably thinking, what is this man doing standing in the pink shirt and tie with a white apron on? Well, guess what? I'm not talking fashion this morning. I'm talking Fastnachts. And right here at Haegele's Bakery, this is a long-standing tradition. They do this every year, once a year. And people come from near and far. I think we've heard people have made orders from Allentown and Atlantic City, and of course right here from the neighborhood. This bakery has been here for almost 70 years now. Glenn Haegele is, his father is right here. It's actually 5 generations of Haegels right here in this kitchen, believe it or not. But Glenn is the man of the hour here. Glenn, talk to me about this tradition. It's a very exciting morning. I know you guys have been here since 7 o'clock yesterday evening preparing for this morning. Talk to me about this tradition.
Yeah, what it is, it's Fasching is the German tradition, and it's a 3-day event that takes place in Germany, and we carry that on in this country. The day before Lent begins on Tuesday is Fastnacht, and Fastnacht is a special donut we make that day for that feast, the very final thing that you celebrate before you go into the Lenten season and start your fasting. It's an ages-long tradition, and it is that way for our family also. My father has been cutting out these donuts on this same bench that his father and his father worked on, and he's been doing it for 60 years, or 60-plus years, cutting them out here. You know, I'm here. My son is frying donuts in the back. My other son is working in a store right now, along with his mom and his grandmother. You know, so it's multiple generations here working together. One of our bakers, Cody, his grandmother worked here, and his sister's working here today. And so all the way through, you know, it's a long-time family tradition to be here, and it's a special day for us, and it's a fun day. We all enjoy it.
All right, Glenn Haegele, there you have it. And Liz, you mentioned this last time. You know, you can get these Fastnachts in three different versions. This one actually has cinnamon. You can get one with powdered sugar or just plain. And you mentioned that, you know, there is no sugar inside. And this is very soft, very fluffy, and it's very sweet. So very good here. And again, just people are coming from everywhere just to get their hands on here. And of course, I'm going to bring you guys some back so you can take a taste for yourself. Maria, forget about it. You're not getting any. We're now live from Haegele's Bakery in Northeast Philly. Dre Clark, CBS-3 Eyewitness News.
That means more for us.
Yeah.
More for you,
She's
less
crying.
for Maria.
She's crying right now. Bawling, tears
Don't
everywhere.
cry, Maria, don't cry.
All right,
No crying on Fastnacht Day.
that's right. That's right. We'll get back to you, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate
got
it, Dre. And that means today's the last day to get your donuts, which is why Fat Tuesday is also called Donut Day. And our man, Donut Dre Clark, is in Northeast Philly, home of some of Philadelphia's famous Fastnachts. Hey, Dre, good morning.
Look how good he
Oh,
looks
you all
in
are
that
killing me
apron.
this morning,
He does
man.
look great.
Donut Dre Clark, Maria's talking bad about me. What did I do wrong?
Oh,
What did I do
it's
wrong?
all good. It's all good.
Hey, you're surrounded by Fastnachts.
I am. I mean, you know, sweetest place on earth right
Yes.
now. We are here at Haegele's Bakery in the Northeast, and you know, every year they do this. They've been doing this for so long, so very long, dozens of years here, and they only do this once a year. They make these Fastnachts once a year, and people come from everywhere to get their hands there. You can see Glenn Fastnacht, one of the owners here, working with 5 generations here in the kitchen, working to make as many of these as possible. And let me tell you this much: you cannot be in the kitchen without being put to work. And Josh here, are they done, Josh?
They are.
Those are done. What makes these so good is the way that you cook them. They can't be too soft. They can't be too hard. You can't keep them in the grease for too long. And Josh is kind of showing me the breakdown. We told you earlier it takes about 4 minutes or so to get them from this point to that point. Josh, let me jump in here and see if I can. You tell me if I'm doing anything wrong here. I'll talk to you guys. But really, you have to turn these things right away, because if not, if they get too hard, then they won't be as fluffy as you would like. You know, Liz, you mentioned that earlier about how fluffy these things are when you open them on the inside. Well, it all has to do with how quickly you turn them here. And so you can see that it doesn't take long for them to get brown on either side. Josh, I'll let you go ahead and finish that. Let me take you over here if I can. Once the Fastnachts get done, they bring them right over here, and they dip them here in the cinnamon. Excuse me, guys. They dip them here in the cinnamon. And if you don't like cinnamon, you can always get them in powdered sugar. If you don't like powdered sugar, you can always get them plain. Again, we've heard phone calls from Atlantic City, from up in your neck of the woods, Liz, like Bethlehem, Allentown area. People who used to live here in the neighborhood who now live far away, but they make a special trip just to come here to get these, because they know they only make these once a year. So either you get them today or you have to wait another 364 days. And Glenn, this is actually what the finished product looks like. And Liz and Yuki, there you go. Maria, take a long, hard look, because you won't be getting any of these. Yuki, you know, you say a couple more things, Yuki. You might be on that list too.
No.
I'm not too sure.
No, don't put me on that list, man. I'm looking forward to it.
But don't they look so good? Look at them. They look so good.
They look delicious.
They look amazing, Dre.
I've got a tall glass
Yes.
of 2% milk just waiting for them, too.
Yeah, I know that's right. They're soft and they're sweet, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on TV. They really are good. So I'll make sure I bring you guys some. But for now, we're live here in the Northeast at Haegele's Bakery. They've been so very kind to us, and we're very grateful. Dre Clark, CBS-3 Eyewitness.
Wait,
He's
you
got
might.
a second career there.
I was going to say, you might want to stay there. You were flipping those Fastnachts pretty well. Look at him, see? Right.
So proud.
Got a new employee.
My mother's
All
going to
right.
be very proud of me.
I love it. All right,
I'm
Dre.
not saying anything bad, Dre.
7:39. You know, for many folks in the area, today is the last day for sweets and other things like that. Tomorrow starts the solemn season of Lent. That means today's the last day to get your donuts, which is why Fat Tuesdays is also called Donut Day. Dre Clark live in Northeast Philadelphia, home of some of Philadelphia's famous donuts. Dre, good morning. I like your apron.
Thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate that compliment. Yeah, we are here at Haegele's Bakery in the Mayfair section of the city. As you mentioned, it is Donut Day, or here at Haegele's Bakery, they call it Fastnacht Day. Take a look around me. These guys have been here since 7 o'clock last night preparing for this day. Doors opened officially at 5 a.m., but people started lining up long before that. We got here at about 4:15, and we actually saw a guy walking down the street with a couple of dozen. So this is really a big deal, mainly because they only do this once a year. So if you don't get them today, you have to wait another 364 days. Let's kind of take you on a tour around the kitchen. This is Richard Haegele. He's actually the owner of this bakery, which, by the way, has been here in this neighborhood since 1930, right, guys? So right now you're seeing Richard kind of pressing the dough and preparing them for being fried in about another 30 minutes or so. And you can see the Fastnachts are actually in a diamond shape there. It's like a donut, but not a hole. So let me take you back here in the corner where Josh is. Keep in mind, Natasha, this is a working kitchen, so a lot of things are happening around us as I'm talking to you. This is Josh, and actually what he's doing here, he's frying the Fastnachts. It takes about 4, you got it there, Josh? It takes about, almost lost it. It takes about 4 minutes or so to get them right, and you have to fry them just right, not too soft, not too hard, because it really does alter the taste dramatically. So you have to make sure they're in that fryer for about 4 minutes or so, then you take them out. Let's take you here over in the corner now. After Josh is done with them, then they bring them over here. And really, when you get a Fastnacht, you can get them in three different ways. You can get them with cinnamon, which these guys are doing right now. They're actually covering them up with cinnamon. Or you can get them with powdered sugar or simply plain. The good thing about these is there's no sugar on the inside. They're all dry on the inside, but all the sugar's on the outside. And they're really, really good. They're really soft. They're really fluffy. And the taste is unbelievable. I actually had my first one about a couple of minutes ago. I was trying to hold out as much as I can. Then Glenn, one of the other owners here, said, listen, you got to take one. I bit into one, and I understand why people are here lined up. I can tell you people have come from Atlantic City, from Allentown, from places near and far, just to get their hands on one of these Fastnachts. We've been here all morning long. They'll probably go and keep going and going and going until they run out. But it's a really big operation. It's a really big deal. If you live here in this city, you know that every Fat Tuesday you're supposed to come here to get your Fastnacht, because if you don't get them today, you got to wait a whole another year to get them. So I can tell you the place is packed, and people are leaving out of here with 10 dozen, 12 dozen. In fact, one company, I understand, they ordered 35 dozen. 35 dozen of these things. So don't take my word for it, believe it. It's a really big deal here. For now, we're live in the Mayfair section of the city. Dre Clark for the CW Philly Wake Up News.
All right, Dre, we're just waiting on ours. Thank you.